after the interim budget that came out, the finance minister has come out with a budget that is, again, aiming in the same direction, that is growth for the nation. It does become lucrative for people to look at this not only for themselves, but also as an investment. And I think going forward, development itself, with even the simplification that has been promised on foreign direct investments, is going to be extremely interesting.
So, Boman, budget 2024 has given 10 lakh crore allocation for development of about 3 crore additional houses under PMAY. Do you think this is good news after a long time?
Hi, Vandana. First of all, after the interim budget that came out, finance minister has come out with a budget that is, again, aiming in the same direction, that is growth for the nation. And I think, let me just touch upon the rest of the factors, which I find very interesting. One is the government has accepted that skilling is going to be something major that they want to focus on. Second, they've given direction that employment generation is something they will support. And thereby, more and more, or let's say those important SOPs have been given to both the employers and the employees. I would think that infrastructure, which continues to be an area where great thrust is needed, continues to be focused. I mean, the government continues to be focused on it. We did read certain states getting a lion's share or more than the rest of the parts of it. One can attribute that towards compulsions that could be that, they were left out for a long time, etc. Now, with regards to housing per se, I think one of the key points, and I would like to bring about is long-term capital gains has been brought down to 12.5%.
Yeah.
While there's a lot of noise and real estate communes are still discussing pros and cons about the removal of your indexation, I would say that simplification always leads to a lot more interest in investing in a particular sector, right? They've grandfathered everything to the 2001 Ready Reckoner as a rate of acquisition. And thereafter, they've said straight 12.5% capital gains, long-term capital gains. What this allows is anyone who's investing in properties and then, looking at it as an investment source also, beyond 2 years gets the same advantage that someone would get in stocks and shares, etc. Right? So it does become lucrative for people to look at this not only for themselves, but also as an investment area. We'll still await the fine print. I'm waiting to see what they've defined affordable housing as. Yes, they've allocated 10 lakh crores, and 1 crore homes will come up in urban areas. They focused on transit-oriented development in places where 30 lakhs and above is the population. All these, how they will pan out is going to be extremely interesting. And I think going forward, development itself, with even the simplification that has been promised on foreign direct investments, is going to be extremely interesting. So overall, I would say great year, a step in the right direction. Focus being on skilling, focus being on generation of jobs, which are all excellent. The things that I could wish for is more money in the hands of my taxpayers, which is very, very important for them to be able to have that feel-good factor and spend. I think the government should look at, correcting that stance, given that we are in a situation where we are far better than the rest of the world at this moment in time. So even the common man should be given something to rejoice. And the government has also promised on rationalization, working with the states to rationalize stamp duties, which are extremely high, given the present volumes that are taking place. And more so for the woman buyer of the homes. I think a welcome step. Very important. We need woman empowerment. A woman makes 3 generations of a household united and work together. I think it's very important she be the owner and the true Lakshmi, in a manner of speaking. So very happy with that move. I just hope it becomes a reality, and I hope we see some terrific demand coming out of that as well. Because stamp duty, as you know, is a state subject. The government would have to work with the state governments as well. Other than that, like I told you, infrastructure, big boost. They're going to support infrastructure growth everywhere. and they're going to continue building airports, railway stations, and allow for even what they call your temple tourism to continue growing. I think these are all excellent for those parts of the country which have these to offer. Cities will continue to grow because of the infrastructure growth as well as the increased housing availability. And of course, through employee or employment generation, we will see a greater growth coming for even the real estate sector. But nothing.
Okay. Yeah, please
No,
carry
go
on.
on. No, I'm fine.
I just wanted to ask you one related question about the, what you were basically talking about. Now, focus on tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I mean, and the focus on affordable housing. Do you feel that going forward, builders would now start launching affordable housing projects and less of luxury housing projects? How will that pan out?
There is no one size fits all. It's more to do with supply and demand, Vandana. And if you look at tier 2 and tier 3, they will become the nerve center of a lot of development, because other than the 6 large cities in this country, there's a need for 100 more, given that the rate of urbanization as predicted by the government is going to be 70% of our country is going to be living and working out of urban areas. One needs to focus on creating more cities. And that's why look at the overall approach. They're talking of infrastructure growth. They're talking of linking various parts of the country. They're talking of transit-oriented development in places with 30 lakhs and more as a population. All of this leads me to understand that development of homes, which is a critical aspect for people to grow, will continue strongly. Now, whether you define affordable housing as 45 lakhs, and everything beyond that, beyond 1 crore, is considered luxury. Even smaller towns are seeing homes that are way beyond that price point as of right now. And even if you just take the definition that was drawn up in 2017 as 45 lakhs, should today be, by just regular inflationary pressures, be in excess of 75 lakhs. I would say that the government would do well, and that's why I'm very anxiously awaiting the fine print. The government would do very well to kind of take away the price as an indicator of affordable housing and actually allow for size, which is the international way of doing it, as a mark of affordable housing itself.
Sure, Boman. Thanks a lot for joining us, Boman. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vandana.